Alright, welcome to this edition of Graphic Design on Smartphone. And in this video, we're going to be learning how to design an abstract logo. So these are samples of abstract logo. We have the logo of Pepsi here. I believe you all know it. So the logo of Pepsi is a sample of an abstract logo. But for the sake of this video, I wouldn't be teaching you guys how to design the logo of a Pepsi. Although we are still going to learn how to make such a design in another video separately. But I want us to do something very simple. Very simple. As you can see, these abstract logos are just very simple. I mean, most of them are combination of shapes. They are combinations of shapes. Look at this now, just circles interwoven into each other. And also this one is just a circle and a rectangle. And this one too is it's a square and three quadrants. So for the sake of this video, I'll be teaching you how to design this particular one. I know you might be thinking, how do you come about quadrants in Pixel Lab? I'm going to teach you how to come about quadrants in Pixel Lab. So let us go right into our Pixel Lab. All right. So I have my Pixel Lab here. So it has loaded. Then I'm going to delete this text, this default text, and then I'm going to import this image. All right. So I'm just going to crop in this one. Is that okay? Let me make it a square. All right. So something like this. I'm just going to crop it and then pull it over. I can set it in the middle. It is fine. Let's find this way. So I'm going to set the background color to white. I like designing with white background. So I'm going to lock this. And the next thing I'm going to do now, and the first thing I'm going to do in this process of logo design is by setting my grid. I believe you know the location of your grid. If you don't understand how to use grid, I would advise you to check out the video on grid and spacing. I would advise you to check out the video. So, all right. So we have something like this. We can either shift this to come around here, and we can edit it, something like this. We can edit it to be a little bit bigger than this. Okay, but you see that we still have some points, so we can still set our grid by using these settings, and we can bring the grids to the edges of each of the quadrants and the shapes of each of the edges of each shape. Okay, so we have this. I believe you can see what I'm doing. I'm just bringing these grid lines into the edges or the sides of the shapes, the corners of the shapes. And of course, the next thing I'm going to do is to go to my shapes and then choose the color. If you also don't understand how to deal with shapes and colors, I would recommend you go and check out the video on shapes and color. So the first thing I'm going to do is to bring out this green square, and then I'm going to put on my magnets, which will snap my shape to grid. All right, so we have this. Good. So the next thing we are going to do now, you might be thinking it's the shape, but I'm sorry, no. So we're going to use Bezier tool now. I would love you to watch this very, very closely. So I'm going to draw these lines and join it this way. If you don't understand about Bezier tool, I would recommend you go and check out the video. That is how you can help yourself. And then we'll bring these points to grid. Sorry. Okay, good. Then we'll bring these points to the grid edges, to the corners of the grid. And then we are going to set the edge of these ones down here. I'm going to set the edge to meet here, and then the one up here, the edge is going to come like this. But you see that we do not have something perfect, so we can still zoom in and still check out some things we can do on it. So we can shift this up a little bit. Good. You see that we have something perfect now, and that is how we are going to do it. And this one, we are going to set it to the middle, to the line, it will align with this. This one too will align with this, and that is how we are going to come about this quadrant here. So we are going to remove the stroke, and the color will be the color of the quadrant and the logo, which is this blue. Please, I would advise you check the videos on each of the tools we are using here, from the grid to the bezier to the colors. I would really advise you to check out the video so that I can have a good understanding of these tools. All right, so we will use, can you see what, let's check what we've been doing by hiding this one. Can you see we've come up with something beautiful? So let us go on to the next one by locking these ones, and then we can go on to the next one. We select the bezier to draw the third quadrant, definitely, and then we set it the same way we did for the second one. Very simple. You might not really understand the steps, but just watch how I'm arranging them. You should be able to relate with them after watching this video carefully. Pardon. All right, so if you are drawing a straight line, the what do I call it, the bezier handle of each notch must lie on the same plane with the bezier angle of the second notch you are trying to form a straight angle with. So we have this one is going to stay at this place, while this one is going to extend to this corner here. And then the opacity, we're going to fill in 100%, and then remove the stroke, and then set the color of the opacity to the color found here, which is red color. All right, good. So we have the third quadrant here, sorry, the second quadrant, and then we go to our bezier to set the third quadrant. All right, so we have something like this here. This is a bit different from, not really different anyways. All right, the same method, just follow the steps carefully. Watch the video carefully, because you might miss the steps. We are dealing with bezier tool here. It is not a small tool, it is a big tool, I must confess. All right, we can have something like this here, and then we remove the stroke, and then we set the color to the color set here, which is purple. All right, so we have our logo here. Let us hide our grid and then hide this particular logo we are modeling. So we have this very minimalistic, beautiful, abstract logo. So that is basically how you can design an abstract logo. And in our next video on abstract logo, we should be learning how to design the logo of Pepsi, of course using the bezier tool. All right, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.